My name is Anderson Colley, and this is a tribute speech to my grandfather, Kerry Wayne Moore. Most people have a member of their family that everybody remembers fondly and touched the lives of everyone they met. I know I did. Everyone who knew him seemed to have something positive to say about him or always had a good story to tell. The person in my family like that was my grandfather. Even though I didn't get the chance to know him very well just because I was so young, the stories I hear and I've heard my whole life make it feel like he really is still with us today. My granddad, Kerry Wayne Moore, was born on June 9th, 1943. He was one of two siblings, and he passed away on July 10th, 2008 due to a heart attack. He was born in the town of Cunningham, Texas in 1943, but he did not stay there for very long. His father had a job in the military, so he moved around a lot. He actually went to 14 different high schools from the time he was in kindergarten to the time he graduated high school. It was because of this experience growing up that he decided that whenever he started a family of his own, he would not move them around and he'd keep them in one spot. So now that I've told you about his life growing up, I'll tell you about his life out of high school and his married life. He married my grandmother, Patricia Anderson, on June 28th, 1968. But before this, he was actually in the Army. He was stationed in Germany during the Vietnam War, and right as he was getting out, he met my grandmother. They had their first child together after 3 years, my mother, and they ended up having 3 daughters and raised a happy family. He worked as a prison guard and a physician's assistant in the prison when he got out of the Army. He was given the opportunity to have a promotion or move up in the ranks, but he decided that he wanted to keep his family in one place. The job would have required him to move, and because of his experience as a child, he decided against it. So from there, he opened a grocery store called Moore's Grocery, and it was successful. It was where his oldest daughters worked, and he actually had a thing where he sold food out of the back of the store. And this became so popular that he opened a restaurant, Moore's Barbecue. And this was so famous or popular in the small town that he got recognized by Texarkana College, and they brought him on as their director of cafeteria services. So now that I've told you about his early married life, I'll tell you the things that I've learned about him. My granddad loved life and enjoyed spending time with his family and doing things they all enjoyed. Here is my grandmother right here. They loved to travel. I've heard lots of stories about them taking road trips together, or they would go skiing a lot, or they loved going to Colorado. I've heard lots of stories about Santa Fe or train rides and stuff like that in Colorado. Another thing they loved to do was go camping and going to the beach. They actually honeymooned on the beach in Galveston, Texas, and after they went there, our family went back every summer. It's actually the beach where he passed away. So it's cool going back to have his memory there, just to see the place where everything happened. One of my favorite memories of him is going fishing. Right here. Here's all the things we did together when I was younger. But one of my favorite things that I remember is going fishing with him. It's something I still love to do to this day, and I don't have a lot of memories with him because I was so young, so this is something that I really like to hold on to or really cherish. So he passed away on July 10th, 2008. It's an honor to get to talk about him and remember the memories that he left behind. Even though I didn't know him very well, it's good to know that other people still remember and think of him very fondly. Hopefully each of you has a family member like this that impacted you and everybody that they spoke to.